Welcome back to the channel, Fight Fans. I am your host, the MMA spokesman, and today I'll be counting down 10 of the most embarrassing fighter social media posts. Social media can be a great way to connect with fans, promote fights, and show off your personality. But sometimes, fighters can go too far and post things that they regret later. Whether it's insulting their rivals, making inappropriate jokes, or revealing too much information, these fighters have learned the hard way that not everything should be shared online. Let's take a look at some of the worst offenders in MMA history. Number 10 on our list is Brendan Schaub, a former UFC fighter who is now an MMA analyst and comedian.
What?
Schaub likes to share his views, humor, and insights on MMA and other topics on his social media platforms. But he has also made many people angry and annoyed with his posts. For example, he once made a transphobic joke about Caitlyn Jenner, a former man, Olympic athlete who transitioned to a woman. He later deleted the tweet and said he was sorry, but many people were offended by his joke. He also joked about the COVID-19 pandemic and said he was not scared of the virus. He mocked people who wore masks and followed social distancing rules. But then he got infected with COVID-19, along with some other comedians who performed with him at a comedy club in Texas. Many people blamed him for being careless and rude to the people who suffered from the virus. He was also accused of stealing jokes from other comedians, such as Tom Segura, Theo Vaughn, and Bill Burr. Some YouTube videos showed that Schaub told jokes that were very similar or the same as those of other comedians. Schaub denied the accusations and said he did not know about the original jokes or that they were just coincidences. Schaub has been called out by many fans and fighters for his social media posts, but he does not seem to care about the negative feedback. He keeps posting his opinions and jokes on his podcasts, shows, and accounts. Whether you like him or not, you have to admit that he knows how to get attention. Number 9, Mike Perry. The welterweight fighter has been involved in several controversies on social media, including using racial slurs, posting violent videos, threatening journalists, and feuding with his ex-wife. One of his most embarrassing posts was when he challenged actor and martial artist Michael Jai White to a fight after White criticized Perry's idol Kimbo Slice in an interview. Perry tweeted blood and bone more like bitch-ass N-word. He also said that he would break White's jaw. White responded by mocking Perry's grammar and intelligence and saying that he was not interested in fighting him. Another embarrassing post was when he uploaded a video of himself showing a smashed window and a huge gash in his leg. He said that he was angry because his ex-wife had cheated on him with one of his friends. He also said that he was going to kill someone and that he needed help. The video was disturbing and alarming as it showed Perry's mental state and violent tendencies. Perry's social media posts have not only embarrassed him, but also cost him opportunities and sponsors. He lost his deal with Reebok after using the N-word, and he was dropped by his management team after assaulting an elderly man. He also lost fans and respect from the MMA community for his antics and behavior. Number 8 on my list is the trash-talking, flabby but spewing, LeBron James-hating Colby Chaos Covington. Colby Covington is the former UFC interim welterweight champion who is known for his outspoken and often inflammatory persona. Covington has made a name for himself as one of the most controversial and polarizing fighters in MMA, not only for his trash talk and antics inside the cage, but also for his social media posts outside of it. He has posted several controversial tweets and videos, such as calling Brazilian fans filthy animals after defeating Damian Maia in Sao Paulo in 2017. He also mocked Kamaru Usman's Nigerian heritage before and after their title fight in 2019, and insulted LeBron James and other NBA players for their social justice activism in 2020. What makes this entry funny to me is the pure hypocrisy of Colby, because despite him having some valid points, he himself had previously posted his support of LeBron in previous tweets, essentially acting like a fanboy. He has also been accused of racism, sexism, and homophobia by some of his fellow fighters and fans, despite he himself enjoying a slender finger inside his asshole. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Covington knows how to get attention and stir up controversy with his social media posts. But sometimes, he might go too far and cross the line with his offensive and disrespectful comments. What do you think of Covington's social media posts? Do you think he's just playing a character to promote his fights, or do you think he's genuinely expressing his views and beliefs? At number 7, we have Tyler Manawaroa, a former UFC fighter who was kicked out of the promotion in 2014 for posting a racist photo on Instagram. Manawaroa was a member of Team Australia under coach Kyle Noke in the Ultimate Fighter Nations, Canada vs. Australia. He had a record of 10-0 and was one of the semi-finalists of the season. However, his promising career came to an abrupt end when a photo he posted in 2012 resurfaced online. The photo showed a black child in a shopping cart with the caption, "Get used to seeing through them bars, little N-word." The photo was widely condemned by fans and fighters alike, who called him disgusting, ignorant, and hateful.
No, that's ignorant.
Manawaroa apologized for his post and said that he was young and stupid at the time. He also said that he had nothing against black people and that he was not a racist. However, his apology was not enough to save his spot in the UFC. The UFC released a statement saying that they were aware of the photo and that they had no plans to work with him in the future. They also said that they did not tolerate any form of discrimination or bigotry in their organization.
Do a 26andMe DNA test. It'll tell you where you're from. I will show you where you're from.
Manawaroa's post not only cost him his UFC contract, but also his reputation and credibility as a fighter and a person. Number 6. Conor McGregor's bigoted jab at Khabib Nurmagomedov. He is one of the most famous and notorious fighters in MMA history, known for his trash talk and mind games. However, he went too far in 2019 when he posted and deleted a photo of Nurmagomedov and his wife on their wedding day, calling her a towel.
You're a towel.
He was accused of bigotry towards the Muslim fighter and his family. The photo was taken from Nurmagomedov's Instagram account, where he had shared it with the caption, "The most important thing in this world is family. And I am blessed that Allah gave me the best one." McGregor's disrespectful comment sparked outrage from fans and fighters alike, who condemned him for his lack of class and decency. This was not the only time McGregor insulted someone's spouse on social media. He also targeted Dustin Poirier's wife Jolie, calling her a hoe and a thought after losing to him in their trilogy fight. He also tried to steal the spotlight from other fighters who had impressive wins by tweeting how he would beat them or how they copied his style. He has become a douchebag these days who resorts to low blows and cheap shots to stay relevant. McGregor later apologized for his remark about Nurmagomedov's wife, saying he was in the wrong and that he respected all cultures and all religions. However, the damage was already done, and McGregor added another stain to his legacy. He showed that there is a limit to how far you can go with your trash talk, and that some things are better left unsaid. At number 5, we have Nate Marquardt, a former UFC fighter and a Christian who posted a homophobic tweet in 2023. He was watching a UFC fight with his kids when he saw a gay couple kissing in a commercial. He tweeted, "Wow, disgusting commercial watching at ESPN Plus with my kids and have to tell them to look away so they don't see two men kissing." His tweet went viral and received thousands of replies, most of them condemning him for his bigotry and intolerance. He did not apologize, but instead quoted the Bible to justify his views. He said that gay people are all disgusting sin worthy of death and that homosexuality is an attack on society from Satan. He also claimed that he loves all people and that he is standing up against evil in the media. His tweets were met with more criticism and ridicule, as well as some support from fellow Christians and conservatives. Marquardt's homophobic rant not only damaged his reputation, but also tarnished the image of MMA as a sport that welcomes and respects people of all backgrounds and orientations. At number 4, we have Sean Strickland, a UFC fighter who has made some of the most controversial and offensive posts on social media. Strickland is known for his trash talk and his outspoken views, but he has also crossed the line several times, resulting in him being banned from various platforms. One tweet he posted in particular seemed to piss off the Twitter terms of service and ended in him being suspended. At least until Elon took it over. Now his first post was him pretty much saying if we end up in a confrontation and your first instinct is to reach for your gun, you're a fucking pussy. 100% facts, I'm not arguing with him. However, it was the tweets he posted shortly after that received backlash. He said, I just gotta say countries that don't have gun ownership as a human right really are pathetic. Germany hasn't had a mass shooting, England doesn't have mass shooting, blah blah, you also don't have fucking men either, so enjoy it, you nutless trannies. That is all goodbye. Now this doesn't offend me personally because I don't have paper skin. However, it's just so ignorant and biologically incorrect. First things first, if you need a gun at all to defend yourself, you aren't a man. Any child can pull a trigger. It takes a real man to stab someone and watch the life leave their eyes. Secondly, the majority of trannies still have nuts, so to say everyone in Germany and the UK are nutless trannies is not only transphobic, but shows Strickland's lack of ability to tell the difference between the male and female anatomy, which calls into question his own sexuality. If anything, I think Sean's remarks about the gay community are just a mere reflection of how he himself feels inside, so it is understandable he would lash out. At number 3, we have Jon Jones, a former UFC light heavyweight champion and arguably the greatest fighter of all time. Jones has been involved in several controversies throughout his career, both online and offline. He has failed multiple drug tests, been arrested for DUI, hit and run, battery, and domestic violence, and feuded with fellow fighters and UFC President Dana White. However, some of his most notorious social media posts are the ones that he deletes shortly after posting them. Jones has a habit of tweeting or Instagramming drunken, cocaine-fueled, or otherwise inappropriate messages, then deleting them when he sobers up or realizes his mistake. For example, in March 2021, he posted 5 unusual tweets in the space of 7 minutes. He wrote things like "Don't kill me," "Erase this year," and "Twitter says." His tweets were later purged from his Twitter account, but not before MMA fans noticed them and wondered what was going on with him. Some of them expressed concern for his mental health and well-being, while others mocked him for his erratic behavior. His tweets not only showed his lack of professionalism and maturity, but also his lack of self-control and accountability. They also damaged his reputation and credibility as a fighter and a person. He showed that he is not only a troubled fighter, but also a troubled tweeter. At number 2, we have Gina Carano, a former UFC fighter turned actress who was fired from Disney's hit series The Mandalorian in 2021 for a string of abhorrent social media posts ranging from blatant anti-Semitism to spreading disinformation and dangerous conspiracy theories, including the far-right QAnon. Carano played Cara Dune in the series, a popular character among fans. However, her online presence caused outrage and backlash as she tweeted false and baseless intimations that the 2020 presidential election was stolen, suggesting that Donald Trump was its legitimate winner. She also mocked mask wearing during the pandemic, made transphobic jokes, and compared modern-day Republicans to Jews persecuted during the Holocaust. Lucasfilm, who make The Mandalorian, called her posts abhorrent and unacceptable and announced that they had no plans to work with her in the future. Carano accused Disney and Lucasfilm of bullying her and said that she was a victim of cancel culture. She showed that she is not only a bad actress, but also incredibly fucking stupid. And finally, making it to the top of my list for a second time is War Machine, a former UFC fighter who is currently serving a life sentence for brutally assaulting his ex-girlfriend Christy Mack and her friend Corey Thomas in 2014. You may remember him from my previous video 10 Dark and Evil Crimes by UFC Fighters, where he was also the number 1 spot. But before he committed this horrific crime, War Machine was also notorious for his controversial social media posts. He often posted hateful and inflammatory messages on Twitter and Instagram, where he had thousands of followers. He mocked victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. He bragged about his violent tendencies and his disregard for the law. His posts not only revealed his twisted mind and heart, but also foreshadowed his eventual downfall. He showed that he is not only a savage fighter, but also a savage monster. This concludes my list of 10 UFC fighters who have posted embarrassing and controversial posts on social media. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more MMA content. Thank you for watching and see you next time.